You killed my father, Brad stammered. Tears streamed down his face, and his body shook with rage as he pointed the gun in his hand at Quinn's forehead. Quinn squeezed her eyes shut as a gunshot rang out, and everyone in the hospital lobby darted away, screaming in fear. Quinn opened her eyes. She looked down at her body apprehensively. She patted down her arms and chest to make sure. Somehow, she had no wounds and felt no pain, but she was gasping for air as if she'd just completed a marathon. Quinn looked back to Brad. He held the gun up toward the ceiling. One of the light bulbs above them was broken, and glass littered the floor. He had fired off a warning shot. Quinn looked around and saw no one was injured. She breathed a small sigh of relief. Quinn didn't want anyone else hurt because she had failed to save a patient. A circle of hospital workers slowly surrounded them. Quinn spotted a security guard on her far right. He had his hand on his weapon and was ready to draw. But Quinn held her hand out to him, miming a stopping motion. "I got this," she mouthed to the security guard. The guard nodded but kept his hand on his gun. "I will get out of this. I will see my children again," Quinn promised herself. She could picture Sammy and Denny now, waiting for her back at home, ready for dinner. Quinn had so much to live for. She was so close to finding out if Fred's son Jake was also her son. She was a mom, and she was going to watch her children grow up. They would not grow up without parents like she did. Brad's voice shook her back to the present. "Don't you dare," Brad warned the security guard. The guard removed his hand from his weapon and took a step back. "Brad, I know that you're angry with me right now, and you have every right to be. I couldn't save your father. I would be angry with myself, too." Feeling like she was making headway, Quinn held her hands out and moved cautiously toward Brad, who lowered the gun ever so slightly. "You should be sorry," Brad continued. "I am," Quinn insisted. "I am so sorry. I failed your father." Brad burst into tears. "He's gone. My father is gone." Quinn walked closer to Brad. She was only a few feet away from him now. She reached out slowly for the gun. Just as she was about to reach the tip of the weapon with her fingertips, Brad reached forward and grabbed her instead. Brad spun Quinn around and pinned her to his chest with his arm. "Do you think I'm an idiot? I know what game you're trying to pull. You're not getting away from me. You need to pay for this." "Please, no, don't do this. My children need me." "Shut up." Brad waved the gun at the crowd once again, this time shouting, "Let me out!" And sure enough, the crowd parted for him obediently, and Brad dragged the unconscious Quinn out of the hospital lobby and into the dark of the night. Later that day, across town at RexCorp, Fred rushed to finish up the last bit of his paperwork. He wanted to call Quinn and arrange a dinner with her and the kids. He knew their engagement was fake, but he also couldn't stop thinking about her, or how much his son, Jake, loved Quinn. Fred stacked his paperwork under a heavy paperweight. He pulled out his phone to call Quinn when Max, his head of security, rushed into the office. "Sir, there has been a breach of security." "Here or at home, is Jake okay?" Fred asked. His mind raced with all the possibilities of danger. He'd had numerous threats as CEO of RexCorp over the years. No alarm bells were ringing in the building. He glanced at his cell phone, but there were no alerts from his home security system either. "Neither, sir. Jake is safe. He's with Quinn's housekeeper, Nora, and the other 2 children." "What's going on, then?" Fred asked. Max's shoulders slumped. "It's Quinn, sir. She was taken at gunpoint from the hospital." "What?" Fred roared. "I thought we had established a security detail for Quinn." Max avoided eye contact with Fred. "An oversight, sir. We assumed the hospital would be safe and that most threats would be targeted at you directly." Fred wanted to scream. He rubbed a hand down his face in exhaustion. He didn't want to lose Quinn now. He didn't think that he could handle telling Jake she was gone. Call in the whole security team and our contacts with the police. We have to find her. Of course, we will find her, sir, Max promised. You better, or it's your job on the line, Fred yelled.
Hi, I am Quinn. Want to know my battle? Then download the Pocket FM app and listen to the exciting episodes of A Mother's Battle now.